The member for Hunter has the call.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. The Hunter electorate has never had it better. The Albanese Labor government has delivered for the Hunter in spades, Speaker. The recent budget showed that Labor is the only party that cares for the regions, with more than $400 million of investment directly into the Hunter electorate. This was a budget that invests in the things that regional Australia need to be able to build a better future. When those opposite were in power, the Hunter regularly missed out, despite being in regional Australia. Who can forget the regional grants program that saw millions go to projects like North Sydney Olympic Pool instead of electorates like mine? I mean, if that's what those opposite consider as regional and rural Australia, then you can understand why electorates like mine continue to miss out under the former government. And when they were found out, Deputy Speaker, they tried to justify the rorting by saying that it was definitely a regional facility because people from all over New South Wales came to use that pool. Speaker, I mean, come on. The Liberal Party are responsible for more cover-ups than a dodgy tattoo parlour. They have turned rorting into an art form. Speaker, the former government and nappies have one thing in common. They should be changed regularly. And in May, Speaker, the Australian people put the adults back in charge. And we aren't wasting a single day in government. We've been fixing the mess that those opposite left when it came to grants programs. Speaker, community development grants program were so-called grants programs under the former government. But no community organisations could apply for money, and those opposite kept using it to top up their slush funds for their own electorates, like the regional ones in North Sydney. The Building Better Regions Fund, or it should have been called the Building Better Nationals Electorates Fund, favoured National Party electorates, and decisions were made on rules that applicants didn't even know about. But now that the adults are in charge, Speaker, we have committed $1 billion in the budget over 3 years to 2 new regional programs. And, Speaker, the Growing Regions program will provide new funding opportunities for social and economic infrastructure to local councils and not-for-profit organisations through an open, competitive grants process. That's right, open. Speaker, our new Precincts and Partnerships program will provide strategic, nationally consistent mechanism for funding and coordinating large-scale projects that will transform a place to benefit communities in regional cities and wider regional and rural Australia, like the Hunter electorate. Speaker, it is only the Labor government that understands the depth and diversity of regional, rural and remote Australia. We know that Muswellbrook is different to Mildura, and that we never take a one-size-fits-all approach to regional Australia. And that's why our budget delivered targeted investment to regional Australia, including an urgent care clinic for Cessnock, which is in the region, just in case those opposite were unaware. This is really important, as the Hunter electorate has some of the lowest bulk billing rates in the country. We are investing over $600 million to enable infrastructure in the Hunter and regions to support new industries. Over $268 million in funding for the much-needed Muswellbrook bypass. More than $400 million invested into the nationwide freight highway upgrade program, once again in the regions. Hundreds of millions of dollars of investment into our universities. And most importantly, comprehensive funding into our sporting and community facilities like Olympic Park upgrade in Muswellbrook, Alroy Oval Precinct in Singleton, the Regional Skate Park and BMX track in Cessnock, and upgrades to Mum's Cottage and Edgeworth Eagles facilities in Lake Macquarie. Speaker, unlike the former government, the Albanese Labor government is listening to rural and regional Australia, and we know that our communities need infrastructure, investment, and know our communities need a government that is committed to the essential services they all rely on. And that's why the Albanese Labor government is committed to delivering for these regional and rural communities, communities like those in the Hunter electorate. Those opposite can continue to say that we don't look after regional and rural communities, but that's a lie. That's a dead-set lie, Speaker. What they are saying is that we are the only ones, Labor Party is the only ones that cares for rural and regional Australia, and now that we're back in the adult seat, we're making things happen again. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.
I thank the member for Hunter.